Good morning, everyone. Once again, I'm here to discuss with you about my random thoughts on how to deal with toxic people. I have someone that is very dear to me that I would like to share or impart what I think on how to get rid or to deal with toxic people. Primarily, what we ought to do is we have to keep distance. You have to set our limits. So, self-explanatory, get away from toxic people, keep distance. And we also have to establish boundaries. We have to build a wall. I would like to believe that as we go on, we know better. We can see toxic people. And we can simply ignore them at some instances. We don't have to always make patong. So basically, ignoring them. And one thing that I would like not to forget telling is they're not to share any secret to a toxic people that will be used against you. And you have to recognize and ignore insults. It's like a matter of compliment versus insults. Sometimes it sounds nice and kind, but it is sarcastic. But they are trying to give you a hint of a doubt about yourself, just to distract you, especially if you are doing good. Those were the toxic people's hobby. They are enjoying to do that. So basically, you have to differentiate compliments versus insults. And you have to allow them to lie. Just as long as they're trying to convince you about a big lie and you don't argue, it is not easy to keep up with making more lies just to cover up. So they will stop. It will put to an end, especially if you just let them. And they almost run out of lies just to make it convincing. So basically, you also have to not allow them to blame you, because toxic people, when something went wrong, will always put the blame on someone else, as they are always the right one, they are always the best one. So that's the impression that they're trying to create. But never allow them that you will be the blame, especially if you have nothing to do with it. So stay away from them, so to avoid such circumstances. And you actually have to stand up to bully. If they are bullying you, don't let them, because that's gonna be their habit. So they will find you weak and you will be their favorite, to put the load, the negative feelings, the ill feelings that they have, and bully other people just to make themselves feel good. So you have to stay aware of your emotion. All you have to do is to get detached. So basically, if you're not attached to any person, you can easily regroup. You can find another group of people that are not toxic. So you simply have to avoid contacts to those who are. And what you ought to do is you simply have to focus to the solution, not to the problem. So easy to make mistakes, but it's not as easy to make a solution. But if you are going to lift at least a finger to make things happen, is more likely to be resolved easily than just to watch it and let it be solved by itself. You also have to squash negative self-talk. If they tell you that, oh, you're no good, you're good for nothing, or whatever they said that is not enticing or not to your delight, those were unnecessary comments because it will not make things better on your end. It is actually self-defeating if you are going to entertain those negative comments or bullying or belittling. And it depends on how you perceive yourself, how you can become. So you simply have to remain positive, and everything will become positive. In case not, and you take things positively, it still will become positive. So you simply have to spend time to a loyal friend. You don't have to be a friend to everybody. You cannot please everyone. So like for me, I only have a few friends. But I'm sure that they are not going to, even few friends will sometimes make you feel bad. However, it's manageable because you are more familiar with those people. You simply have to avoid conflicts. You've done this, been there, you've done that. So you must learn the lessons. You should know better to avoid conflicts. Like for example, you know that if you don't do this, this might happen, and it happened to you already, or you saw someone who already experienced such negative incident just because of that negligence. You simply have to learn the lessons and ought to do things right all the time.